So I just spent the better part of last week glued to the toilet. My husband and I went down to Mexico to celebrate our anniversary and his birthday, and while we were there we contracted some sort of bacterial or parasitic infection. Now, I could view this as being really uncomfortable and frustrating and potentially dangerously dehydrating, or I could choose to view it as a blessing, a lesson, and a deep experience of getting to let go of some shit I've been holding on to. So today, let's dive into the idea of seeing the blessing in everything, even when it's really crappy. So hey y'all, it's so nice to be here with you. If we haven't met before, my name is Kaylin. I'm an ecstatic spirituality coach. I work with people around the world to help them come home to themselves and live a joyful, ecstatic, beautiful, radiant life. I host this YouTube channel, I've written a couple books, and you can join me here live 6 p.m. every Sunday, Eastern Time, for a live meditation class. So let's give a little background about what was going on. So we went down to Riviera Maya, Mexico to revisit the hotel where my husband and I got married 6 years prior. And while we were there, I got a phone call from my mom that she happened to be in Cancun, which is about an hour and a half away, and said, hey, can we meet up for dinner? And we're like, okay, sure. Long story short, 24 hours later, all of us start getting sick. Now, I cannot speak as to the why or the what or the how for other people, but when something happens to me, whether it's an illness, an injury, anything that's a little bit uncomfortable, I really try to sit with the why of it. Now, you are more than welcome to take a more analytical, logical view and say, Kaylin, there is no why. You ingested something that disrupted your biome and it made you sick. And that is a legitimate way to look at the world. I don't think there is anything wrong with keeping with a very logical view. However, I will say there was an opportunity here, if we adopt a little bit more of magical thinking, to say, hey, what is the lesson I could learn from this? What is the bigger life journey that this will help me take a few steps along? And whether it is actually karmic or fate, or it's just a stomach bug, who really cares? I can use this for my personal growth and development. And so that's what I choose to do. Yes, I do actually think that life brings you everything you need, every experience, every happening you need for personal growth and development. But even if I didn't believe that, I can still choose to see it as something to learn from and a way to reflect on my own experiences and be a better human being. Now, in this specific instance, as I shared, we were back in the place where we got married 6 years prior, and so we were going through old photos and talking about memories that we had from that time. And there was somebody very central to those photos and those memories that is no longer in my life. I've talked about her in a few of my previous videos, but my best friend of 20 years, who 2.5 years ago decided to ghost me, cut me out from her life, never told me why, never told me what, and it's been a very painful 2.5 years of letting her go and trying to heal on my own without that conversation, or conversations. I was spending a lot of time reflecting on her. And even though I've done a lot of work on myself to forgive and to mourn and to bless and release, I still, of course, have feelings for her. And one of the things I've tried to do, apart from this incident, apart from this long weekend down in Mexico, is I've really just tried to concentrate on the love. Because whether or not somebody's still in our life, whether or not somebody's still on the planet, we can still feel that love we've shared. And that is something that transcends time, space, life, death, liking you or not liking you. That love is a constant because it's a deep soul connection. And again, if you don't want to get all metaphysical and hooey-dooey and just think of it as the love you feel inside, that's great. It's still of benefit to you to connect with that. So that's what I was trying to do. I was just really trying to feel the love I had for this person and the happy experience I have, reflecting on the positive memories. But something really interesting happened. During this visit, I got an email from a messaging app that the two of us used to use all the time called Marco Polo. I don't know if it's a popular app or what. She introduced me to it. And it's basically a walkie-talkie with videos. You send a short video, they send a video back. It doesn't have to be short. It can be however long. But you can't interrupt each other. You can't have a back and forth conversation. And this app catalogs all of those videos so you can go back years and replay your conversations in real time. So I got a notification from the app that I had to download it again in the next 30 days or all of our videos that we had shared would be deleted. I didn't really use this app with anyone else, so it was something specific to her. And I was like, okay, well, that might be interesting. It might help me process more and let go more. And so I re-downloaded it and I started playing back some of the videos, and there were some really helpful things that came up. First was a video of her saying how much she did love me and how much she did care and how she thought we would always be together and how she thinks about me every day, which was really nice because I started to wonder, am I crazy? Did I matter less to her than she meant to me? Did I totally misread this friendship that I thought it was something really meaningful, but she was able to jettison it so easily? that video really affirmed that. And then there were other videos that were less comfortable, like a video where in it she talks about jettisoning another friendship and how easy it is for her to turn super cold and just cut people out of her life, and how in her words she sometimes wonders if she's psychotic, that she can go so hot and so cold. It made me really sad to have to listen to that. It made me sad for her. It also made me sad for myself when, when somebody tells you who they are and what they do, don't act surprised when they do that to you. I should have known better. So here I am, experiencing all these feelings, reliving all these memories, and what happens? I get sick, physically have to purge. I purge more fluids than I even thought my body could contain, like seriously concerned about dehydration. And so as this was happening to me, I just kept saying, thank you for allowing me to let this go. Thank you for helping me to release these uncomfortable emotions and memories and experiences that I no longer need to carry. To see it as a beautiful transition, a way of surrendering that which is toxic to me, this wanting to cling to something that is no longer there, clinging to a person who doesn't want to be in my life. And by doing this, I was able to take this really uncomfortable situation where, again, stuck in the bathroom every 45 minutes, from being something really unfortunate to seeing it as a blessing. And I think this is one of the keys to life, is that if you can get to the point where you see every aspect of your life, every person, every happening, every experience as being a blessing, something to help you on your journey, something to help you grow and find more openness, find more love, find more contentment, find more forgiveness, find more joy, then life becomes this beautiful sacred place. And it feels so much healthier and happier than resenting it. Because I could have just spent those 6 days stuck in the bathroom resenting the experience. Why did I have to go out to dinner with my mother? Why did I have to go to Mexico? Why did this happen to me? And I think we all know those people who stick in the why me? Why am I a victim? And we know how tedious it is. It doesn't sound good, and it doesn't feel good to be that person ultimately. And so by doing this, I'm reclaiming my power, frankly. I'm saying, hey, I have the agency to, no matter what life brings me, handle it with grace, dignity, and a positive light. Now, I don't always do good at this. I do this better at sometimes than others. And this can sometimes become a way of avoiding dealing with a difficult situation. Like, for example, I eventually did need to go to the doctor and get on medication. I didn't want to just stay there pooping my brains out and saying it's a blessing. Like, I also needed to take care of it. If you find yourself in a situation where someone is hurting you, yes, get yourself out of it. Sure, try to see the lesson in it, see how you can, do differently in the future, or learn something from this experience, or know how to behave differently so you don't do that to someone else. But it doesn't mean just accept your given circumstances. And so hopefully through this great purge, hopefully I have emerged a more loving, compassionate, joy-filled, a few pounds lighter individual, and hopefully it allows me to approach my friendships, my relationships, my life with greater grace, dignity, love, and compassion. Because ultimately it's our choice. We can see this life as a blessing, or we can see this life as an experience to endure, a drudgery of sorts. And interestingly enough, it was this particular friend who gave me the quote that I love, which is, the difference between an adventure and an ordeal is perspective. So thank you for letting me share these few thoughts with you today. I hope this is helpful for you on your journey. If you found this of benefit, please do drop a comment, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with somebody else who you think might need to hear these words today, because we're all doing the best we can on this little blue rock, traveling through the universe, and let's be kind to each other and help each other along the way. I'm Kaylin. This is Ecstatic Self. Blessings to you.